Donna, you two, come on up. Oh, no, go before him.
I think we need to end with Phil and then the Eyes of Texas, so I'm going to sneak in. I hadn't planned to talk either, and then it occurred to me that I had to talk. Okay, let me see if I can get through this. What tonight means to me, and what about tomorrow? When I sat down to write, that was my main thought. What tonight means to me, and you have no idea what tonight means to me. I can't begin to think about this without getting teary. It seems like just yesterday that Phil and I first arrived at the University of Texas for an interview in the spring of 1968. Young and idealistic, dark-haired, and without children. Maybe that goes together. I don't know. Yeah. I hadn't thought about that before. Austin was a small town back then. We could drive down I-35 without being frightened. Sears and Montgomery wards were the anchor stores for Hancock Center and Capitol Plaza. 2 years later, after we went to Prairie View, Phil began his career here, and the journey over these past 42 years has been spectacular. Tonight, we stand in this glorious ballroom, looking out at an amazing crowd of family and friends. As we can all see, our family, our town, and our university community have all grown and prospered. You saw us part of our family running across the stage here. It has been thrilling for me to be a faculty wife and for our children to be faculty offspring. Phil's devotion to his work is legendary. The children and I are so incredibly proud of his creativity, his standards, and his accomplishments. You've heard all of the stories, so that's all I'll say about that, but we are incredibly proud. It's always thrilling for us to hear the difference he's made in young people's lives and that his efforts are so very much appreciated. Just warms our hearts, you have no idea. While tonight is a retirement party for Phil, to me it also represents a major commencement. Phil will be beginning a new chapter in his life, and thus so will I. I will miss this academic world in which we have lived. Being involved in the lives of these energetic and creative young people brings untold pleasure. Whether Phil has mentored them or I have fed them, they are the most appreciative of people. I will miss the students. I will miss them greatly. And I will miss the connection with the other faculty and the faculty wives who have been so special to us all these years, our extended family. But I will always treasure our friendships and our experience from this incredible ride we have completed at the University of Texas. Thank you for sharing this nostalgic night with us. It just means the world to us. Thank you all.
Well, I would be tempted to say I'm speechless, but I think those of you who are here know me better than that. This has been an awesome night for me, and I can't begin to thank everyone. I wish I could thank each of you personally. I know it's getting late, so I will not go around the room and thank each of you personally, but I want to thank you by groups, and you know who you are. So, first, I do want to thank especially Jyoti and Danielle Fournier and Donna for putting this show together. This is been really wonderful. It will be a great memory of mine for many, many years. And to all the people who took the time to stand up and speak and tell wonderful stories, thank you all. Students often come to me when they're getting close to graduation and say, what constitutes a dream job? And we talk a lot about, you know, things that you're passionate about and this sort of thing. But I end by telling them your dream job is one in which you look forward to going to work every morning and you look forward to coming home every night. And I think it's an accurate description of my career here at UT. It's been one in which I've been excited to get out of bed in the morning and go to work, and I'm always excited to go home to a wonderful home and family when the day is done. When I was completing graduate school, I was not quite sure which direction I wanted to go, but I interviewed with both universities and industry. And what finally clinched the decision, after, of course, a long conversation with Donna, who's my advisee on everything, is that I had always loved learning from the time I was in school. And UT seemed to be the ideal place where it was all about learning at many different levels. Learning engineering and teaching engineering is particularly special because you not only teach people about things, but you teach people to do things. And I've always felt that an education in engineering was a wonderful place to launch a lifetime where you loved learning about things, but you especially loved doing things. And so I want to talk about, I want to say thanks especially to three groups of people. First of all, the students that I've had. Engineering students, to me especially, are very special people. Just think about, and I've told my classes these, that my students in classes, that first of all, the fact that you're here at the University of Texas means that you were in the top 10% of all of the students who graduate high school, just for starters. If you're in engineering, you're in the top 3%. The engineering school here accepts about the top 3% of graduates. So to be here in engineering to start with is special. The fact that you commit yourself to one of the hardest courses of study that you can take and that you stick with it means that you're even more special. And the grad students that we've had the privilege to be associated with are the absolute cream of the crop, literally from all over the world. So it's the thing that is the most meaningful about a job here at UT is the students that you get to be associated with. And I think it's accurate to say I've taught thousands of engineering students in 44 years total in teaching. That adds up. I have to tell you, take a slight detour here and say, this evening as we're getting dressed to come over, Donna and I were talking, and she said, you've been writing on all your stuff that you've been here at UT for 42 years. I said, yeah, that's right. And she said, what year is it? And I said, it's 2013. And she said, when did we come here? And I said, 1970. And she said, is that 42 years? And I really had to think about it for a minute. So it was a good indication that this is the right time for me to retire. Normally, I would have whipped out my calculator and done it that way. But I took an interview with Carol Grosvenor, who you've seen around with the camera. Carol is our webmaster and publicist for the department. And Carol and I spent about two hours last week just reminiscing. And Carol said, what is your proudest achievement? And I didn't have to think twice about that, because without question, my proudest achievement is the accomplishments of my former students. I can't begin to tell you how much pride I take in learning about the wonderful things that the students that I've had a chance to be associated with have done. So all of you, Kathy, and all of you who had a chance to speak earlier, you really are my proudest achievement, and I really mean that. I think most of us as faculty bask in the reflected glory of those students that we were lucky enough to be associated with. And it reminded me also of a story. Some of you may have heard of the great John Wheeler, who was a professor of physics here at UT. And John Wheeler was one of the most renowned physicists in the world. He was never awarded the Nobel Prize. And he was asked one time by a reporter, have you resented the fact that you have made these tremendous contributions to the field of physics, and yet you've never been awarded a Nobel Prize? And Wheeler, in his typical fashion, said, oh, I've done much better than winning a Nobel Prize. 2 of my students have won Nobel Prizes. And that was really true. I can certainly identify with where he's coming from. So first of all, let me thank all of you former students who took the time to be here tonight. I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of all of you and how much it means to me to see all of you here. And those several of you who have become physicians, I see Rylanders scattered all over the place here, and half of them are more medical school. I hope at least one of you will choose gerontology as a specialty. The second group of people that I want to express some special thanks to are my faculty colleagues. I want you to imagine coming to work every day in a place where you are immersed in a sea of expertise in everything from ancient civilizations to modern jazz to the origins of the universe. You're surrounded by this sea of amazing people. And not only are you their associates, but they're your friends and coworkers. If you look around the room, you will find a number of members of the National Academy of Engineering here, which is the highest honor that can be bestowed on an engineer. You will find a recent recipient of the National Medal of Science. He was awarded that in the White House by President Obama just a couple of months ago. And these are the people I come to work with every day. So it is a tremendous honor to be part of this wonderful sea of intellect. I was drawn to UT originally in 1968 when I first interviewed here prior to deciding to go to Prairie View for 2 years. And the thing that impressed me most about UT was the cooperative culture, the friendly culture that existed here. People really wanted to work together. There was a shared pride in ownership, if you like, of UT's reputation. There was a common dedication to excellence. And it made me very much want to be a part of this. And I think nowhere within the university was this more the case than in mechanical engineering. I would have to add one thing to that. In mechanical engineering, I really sensed a feeling of family, that people here cared about one another more than just in a professional sense, but in terms of personal attachment to one another. So it was a great atmosphere. So I want to thank all of you faculty colleagues for honoring me with membership in your society, and for being valued associates, for letting me take pride in your great achievements, and most of all, for being my friends. The third group I want to talk about with respect to coming to work every day is the staff of the university. And let me put this in perspective. This university is a city of 72,000 people. There are 50,000 students, about 80% of them undergraduates, about 20% graduate students. There are 2,400 faculty members, and there's over 20,000 members of the staff. The members of the staff are what makes the machinery run. And without all of you who are here to help us with our research, to run the libraries. The university has one of the largest libraries in the world of over 11 million volumes. That's not to mention the tremendous electronic resources that we have. The computer systems. This is the most interconnected place on earth. And people that keep the lights on. These people really have not only been a help to us, but they've been close associates, and I value my years with you very much, and I want to thank you for what you've contributed to my career. The other half of the formula is looking forward to coming home at night. And of course, the number one flag of to where home has been Donna. For 47 years, if I've got my arithmetic correct this time. For 47 years, Donna's been my soulmate and partner in everything, and that, as you've heard tonight, that includes many parts of my university career. She's shared in all the life-changing decisions that I've made. She's helped me she's been the mother of my children and the grandmother of my grandchildren. This is Mira, who's not afraid of anything. She's been a great friend to all. She bakes a mean challah bread with my grandchildren, and she's pretty good at planning celebrations, as you can see. So thank you, Donna. I want to thank my children, who have always been there. There have been times when my children had to sacrifice because of time that I spent in my job, and they've done that with grace, and they've provided us with continual challenges so that I don't get bored. I never got bored anymore. Presented us with great opportunities to glory in their achievements. They've given us 3 wonderful sons and daughters by marriage or by almost marriage. And they've given us 3 grandchildren to dote over in my retirement. And you can see why that's the case. So thanks to all my kids for the contribution they've made. And to all of our family and friends who are here, I thank you for all your support during the year and so forth. So finally, people have asked me what's next. And so the answer is, of course, I want to look forward to going to work every day, and I want to look forward to coming home at night from now on. Work is going to be perhaps defined a little bit differently. One of the perks that you get if you hang around here long enough is that they give you an office to hide out in for the rest of your life. And we're still trying to find out where that is. I know there's a closet. There's a closet somewhere on the 4th floor that if they move some boxes out of it, they might. But that's one of the perks. So I hope to stay here and particularly work with mentoring of students and younger faculty members. I have a huge exam file that's very helpful to young faculty members. I expect to spend a lot of my time working with children to get them excited about science and engineering. I think that is perhaps the most important thing that a person with my kind of background can do these days, because this country desperately needs more scientists and engineers. And that process doesn't start when they get to college. It starts somewhere back about the age of my oldest granddaughter, Maya. So Maya and I go around fixing things when we're in Denver. I will continue mentoring kids of middle school age on science and engineering projects. I've been doing quite a bit of that in Denver. And of course, my astronomy hobby gives me lots of opportunities to teach and hopefully get people excited about the stars. As far as the coming home part, Donna and I plan a lot of grandchildren time. That's number one on our list. We look forward to joining our family for many celebrations of various things, starting with Danny and Carrie's wedding next year. And Carrie's been our daughter-in-law for the last 6 years, but we just didn't know it. And finally, Donna and I plan to travel to some places that we've wanted to go for a long time. Most notably, we're planning to make a trip to Israel next spring, which I've wanted to do. Donna's been there before, but I haven't. And who knows what else. So I don't think we're going to be bored. I just want to finish by, again, just saying thank you, and thank you to all of you who have helped make this a wonderful experience for me. I can't imagine how I would describe a dream job that has been any more of a dream job than this one. And I wish for all of you that you can look forward to going to work every day and look forward to coming home at night. Thank you. Okay, now, in preparation for singing The Eyes of Texas, I have to tell you another story. Some of you know that I'm a sometimes accordion player.
Yeah. We just happen to have it.
No, I didn't bring my accordion tonight. But it used to be a little family tradition when our kids were little that to get them to go to bed every night, I'd get my accordion out, and they would do anything to avoid my playing the accordion. Now, I would get the accordion out, and I would go in their rooms, and I'd play The Eyes of Texas, and they'd go to sleep or go to bed. So one year at Hanukkah, we're Jewish, so we celebrate Hanukkah as our gift-giving holiday, and we gave the children a Longhorn band record for their Hanukkah present. And they loved that record. I mean, they played it incessantly. It was just, I love the University of Texas, but 24 hours a day, it was really much. So the next day, I got my accordion out. I went in and I started to play da-da, da-da, and they said, no, Daddy, that's not right. And I said, well, what do you mean? That's the way I've always played it. They said, no, it goes like this. Da, 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 da. So, okay. So, I'll ask you all to put up the exalted Hook'em sign. And are you going to help? Maya's going to help us sing.
Maya's going to help us.
Okay.
This is Maya.
Here, Donna.
Jacob wants to do too.
Oh, Jacob's going to come up?
Can we get our kids up here too?
Yeah, okay, come on. They're going to get tired. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so you ready? Okay, here goes. Da 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 da. The eyes of Texas are upon you all the livelong day. Ba-dum, ba-dum. The eyes of Texas are upon you. You cannot get away. Ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Don't think you can escape them at night or early in the morn. Bum, 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 bum. The eyes of Texas are upon you till Gabriel blows his horn. Bum, 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 bum.
Thank you, everybody.